Now, from the fifth floor Cumulus Studios in downtown Dallas, it's time for Inside Real Estate. Here's your host, Michael Kruizinga.
Good morning, Dallas, Fort Worth Metroplex. Welcome to Inside Real Estate. This is Mike Kruizinga, your host and local Dallas, Fort Worth area realtor. Sunday, December. Well, wait, is it January already? Holy cow, January 17th. Wow, we're in 2016 already. Folks, how we doing out there? Boy, it was cold and chilly out there driving in to the office this morning. And, folks, you need to be careful out there because guess what? There is black ice. There is absolutely black ice out there. Coming down I-20, the overpasses to the Turnpike to Spur 408. Really, both sides of the interchanges going each direction were covered up with accidents, and so I'm thinking, holy cow, it's going to be tough getting the one overpass I really need to take is 67 north to kind of hook up to 35, head downtown, and there weren't any wrecks on it when I came up upon it, but holy cow, there's a truck in front of me, and he started fishtailing all over the place, and then I'm thinking, oh boy, I might be driving a little fast, and then I fishtail a little bit too. And I'm thinking, holy cow. So I did a little downshifting and some careful maneuvering and, powers that be up above kind of kept me on the roadway there and the truck in front of me too. So we safely got down that thing. But I'm telling you, 29 to 33 degrees as I was running through the area this morning. And but there's definitely ice on those overpasses. So, folks, be careful out there this morning. Big time. Hope everyone's having a good week out there. Crazy football games yesterday. If you stayed up to watch all the games yesterday, Aaron Rodgers almost pulled it off again with some serious Hail Mary action at the end of the game, and thought we were going to have another ending just like we did in the Detroit game where they pulled that one off. And probably one of the best Hail Mary throwers I've ever seen. Even off a back foot, Rodgers can just chunk it 60, 70 yards like he's not even trying. And on target. Thought Arizona had it wrapped up towards the end of the game, but you could never count Aaron Rodgers out and a couple Hail Marys and get him into OT. And but then the Cards pulled it away. And great game. So hopefully you guys caught that out there. If not, catch the highlights. One heck of a game. And, of course, the Pats did their thing yesterday. Pretty much no problem. Thought the Chiefs were going to put up a better fight, but they really did not. I don't know what was going on there with Andy Reid, but usually calls a better game. But good games yesterday, and we've got a couple good ones today. We'll see what happens. Hey, actually, you know what? How about a little movie talk? I saw The Revenant yesterday, and one heck of a movie. Good old Leo put on a great show, and if you haven't heard about this movie, it's really just about a story of a man and his will to survive, and really the trials and tribulations that we had, let's just say 150, 200 years ago and beyond, of just a man's struggle to survive in life. There's love, there's loss, and then dealing with what nature throws at you on a daily basis just to survive, just to eat. And then, of course, you got your crazy fellow man who there's plenty of crazies out there that want to take you down as well. So just that epic survival battle, and what a great story it was. The cinematography was really what made the movie, because you take that same movie and take away how they shot it, the impact would not have been the same by a long shot. So the cinematography was absolutely ridiculously amazing, very well put together, and I would highly recommend checking that out. And it just makes you think, how easy, though, we actually do have it today. I mean, what do we really have to do to survive today? We just get up, get into our, heated and cooled cars, drive to work, deal with a little bit of traffic, we don't have to scrounge to find our food. We don't have to worry about neighboring tribes burning our village down. We have it pretty easy today. We really do. But an epic survival battle in this movie. So highly recommend it. Folks, we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about some real estate. We got some good old headlines to talk about. Hicks is in the news with some real estate, so we're going to talk about that and some other headlines. And we've got in our high school sports segment coming up today, we've got Coach Carl Absick, state champion head coach of Cedar Park, which is down in the Austin area, and he's going to be calling into the show, so we're going to be chatting with him about that. Had a great season this year, and so we're really excited to be talking to him about that. And then we're going to get into some mortgage talk and some insurance talk today. We got JC Harder on the show, so we're going to get some good old insurance talk going, and lots of good stuff for you today. By the way, next week, I'm excited to say, as this being an election year, we're going to start getting into talking about a little bit of some local politics here. And, we're not going to get too heavy-handed or anything like that because we always have fun on this show, that we're not that style. But we do have a great guest coming on next week. He's going to be live here in studio, political candidate for Congress, Republican candidate Micah Beebe, who's going to be running in District 26. Running against the incumbent Michael Burgess. He's going to be live in studio, so we're going to be excited to talk to him. And he just so happens to be a fellow realtor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area as well. So be excited to talk to him. And, if you're not familiar with kind of how the district maps lay out, District 26 covers Denton County for the most part, and then a little bit of Tarrant County. So, for example, you folks out in the Colony, Trophy Club, Keller, Richland Hills, all the way up into Denton, Corinth, all the small towns around there, Argyle. This is your district. So any of you folks out there, Pilot Point, Lake Dallas, even parts of Fort Worth, Westlake, Watauga, you might want to tune in because candidate for your district will be here live and in studio, Micah Beebe, running for Congress. So we're going to be talking to him next week. So looking forward to that. Folks, I want to welcome on a brand new sponsor to the radio show, part of our radio show referral network, PermaPeer Repair Foundation here in Arlington area. And now they work throughout the state of Texas, but their office here in the Metroplex is in Arlington. And so we're super excited to bring them on board. Here in the next 2 weeks, we're going to start bringing those guys in. We're going to be talking about foundation repair and how to avoid it, but also how to deal with it when it does happen to you, because, obviously the type of soils we have here in Texas, it's just something that we need. Generally most homes throughout their lifespan are going to need potentially some foundation work at some point. It used to be something where you looked at a house and you had foundation work and it was kind of a red flag and you just had to run the other way. But just the way our soils are in the area. And, and if you live in Irving, you get all the earthquakes. You folks over there need some foundation work too. So it's just kind of part of life here in the DFW area that your home probably is going to need some foundation work at some point. It's just the way it is. And so why not have the best doing that for you? And so we've got the best PermaPeer Foundation Repair is on board with us. We're excited to have them. They're actually working on a couple of listings that I have coming up here shortly, and they're actually able to take payment at closing, similar to our folks at Ideal Floors, so which really helps us with our clients that are trying to sell a home, that instead of taking that hit out of pocket to get your property ready to go and get it sold, and this can be a large ticket item, not always, but can be. But for them to be able to take payment at closing, get the repairs done, let us get a house on the market and market it and get it sold, and then they take that payment at closing, taking the burden off of you is huge. Because when they do that, folks, they're doing a few things for you, but primarily they're allowing you to get these repairs done and then sell at top dollar. So, for example, if we didn't have these types of vendors that would help us and help our clients, And particularly if you don't have the cash flow to make the repairs prior to selling, guess what? You have to sell your home at a lower value, and that hurts you big time. So, and we don't want that. We want to help you get top dollar for your home. So working with vendors that help us help you is absolutely key. And so we're really excited to have Permapeer Foundation Repair on board with us, folks. So, hey, we're going to take a short break, and then guess what? We're going to come on back and talk a little insurance talk with J.C. Harder. Folks, it's Inside Real Estate. Mike Kruizinga will be back in a few.
Millennium Title Carroll PC Real Estate is a unique multi-service real estate title, law, and real estate investment firm that handles over 150 commercial and residential closings each month. Their real estate, legal, and tax services range from purchases to refinances to short sales and reverse mortgages. They can handle all of your real estate, legal, and tax planning needs. Their experience offers clients and investors a comprehensive perspective in managing their real estate law and investment needs. Visit txtitleattorney.com, that's txtitleattorney.com, or call 817-310-0136.
With decades of experience, the Rocky Martin Supreme Lending Team will work to close your home loan in 30 days or less. With access to the most competitive interest rates, the most financing options, and the most access to down payment assistance programs, the Rocky Martin Team won't be beating service to you for all your mortgage needs, including purchase and refinance. Trust RockyMartin.com and his team for their reliable and fast loan process. Go to RockyMartin.com or call 972-772-1866 today.
For housing lender, NMLS ID number 211731-6730, Horizon Road, Suite B, Heath, Texas 75032.
Hey, folks, we are back. It's Inside Real Estate with Mike Kruizinga, InsideRealEstateRadio.com, InsideRealEstateRadio.com. It's time for another insurance segment with J.C. Harder. Phone number where you can reach J.C., 214-643-6108, and his website, jcharderagency.com. And you can always catch JC and Patty and all of his staff at that number and website. They will be happy to take care of all of your insurance needs, home, auto, and otherwise. And, folks, we're going to hit another rolling segment that we've been doing for weeks and weeks and weeks now because JC works with so many providers. This has been a great rolling segment for us. And today we're going to talk about PSIC, Pacific Specialty Insurance Company. And, JC, how we doing?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm excellent. So tell us, give us the scoop on these guys.
Okay. We probably won't say their name too often just because it is a little bit of a tongue twister, but they are an A-rated company like all of the carriers that Goosehead represents. So I'm sorry if you hear me keep saying that, but I do just want to emphasize that they have the money to pay out when claims do happen. So it's not a no-name or cut-rate insurance just because you don't see it on TV. We have strategically, partnered up with these different carriers for different unique benefits, and at the end of the day, obviously, we want our clients taken care of, during a claim.
True, and we do talk about that every week, that they are rated such in that way, and you know what, we do talk about it a lot, but it's important to say it because there are a heck of a lot of cut rate insurance companies, insurance providers out there, insurance brokers out there that are just going to give you a cheap policy that's not going to take care of you as the person. Sometimes we look at insurance and think, okay, I just want to get the best rate at all possible, and so you might be tempted to go with the cut rate. But guess what? If you need them, they're probably not going to be there, and you're probably not going to get your claim paid, which is why I always recommend you got to give JC a call because not only is he going to get you probably a better rate, but for sure a better policy.
Exactly. Now, they've been a partner with Goosehead since 2008, and they are a national carrier, so they write all over the place. They are headquartered in California, which, probably the main benefit to that as a client is, they're open longer, phone-wise, since they are 2 hours behind us here. So, but they do have other different departments that are, local here in time. And obviously with insurance, everything is local with inspectors, adjusters, claims, and everything. So just because they're based out of California doesn't mean that they don't have help here in, in Texas. So
Sure. So I guess we won't hold it against them that they're based in California.
Yeah. Well, they might move here like the rest of California, right?
They probably will.
So one of the best things about this carrier specifically is they write all different types of products. So obviously they lead with the homeowners. That's their big one or their best product. But at the same time, they have a couple different rental property options for you. They do boats, they do ATVs, they do an umbrella policy. The one thing they don't do is auto insurance. However, like a lot of these other carriers I've been talking about, they can still give you an auto discount, if you have your auto with Goosehead and JC. So as long as it's under the agency, you're still going to get that bundle or multi-line discount.
Right. And then, folks, if you're listening to this, I mean, if you go out there and you shop with a particular agency, they're going to try to get all of your policies with them, even though maybe they have a good rate with their home, but then they don't have great rates with the toys and then the auto. JC, listen to this, folks. He's got the ability to shop all of these providers. So look, if your auto policy is better with brand X, and then he works with brand Y to get your home policy, and then maybe get your toys with another brand Z, he's going to work all that out so you don't have to figure it out. You don't have to deal with it, and he's going to take care of you. That's a huge, huge benefit, and it's just very rare.
Yeah, and they actually have, where most companies it's just, either it's a bundle discount or it's not, they have a 3-tier discount. So if you do have your home and a rental and a boat or an ATV with them, then you're going to get a better discount on that overall package by linking all 3 of those. So again, just help you save money. And at the end of the day, that's the way it should be because you're putting all your, business in one spot.
Sure, absolutely.
Again, I always mention what type of policy they write, and it is the upgrade in Texas as well, as far as it being that HO3 or all risk open peril policy. So again, it's not the basic out there. If there was a small, medium, and a large, this is the large type of coverage. So at the end of the day, better for you during a claim. Absolutely. Here's a really nice feature to them is, on the claim rating side, and again, I'm a consultant. I'm the middleman, so I represent the client and the carrier. I don't agree necessarily that, when water claims or non-weather claims happen that, you should get surcharged for those, but that's the way the industry is. One of the biggest benefits of this carrier is anything appliance related. So washing machine, water heater, dishwasher, any of those water claims that stem from an appliance, which most of them do, are not going to be counted against you with this company. That's a pretty huge benefit right there, and that's pretty rare. Yeah, because you're right. A lot of times when you do have a catastrophic water event, water heater is probably going to be, at the very top, number one. It goes kaboom, blows up, and then water everywhere. The washing machine, I've certainly had mine give me plenty of heck, that's for sure. And then, yeah, absolutely, the dishwasher makes a mess for sure, absolutely as well. So if you're not getting penalized for that, that's pretty huge, and it's just really rare. Yeah, absolutely. And obviously with those water, damages or those water claims, typically they add up pretty quick, because it can get under flooring and things like that. Mm-hmm. So instead of them, penalizing you for, a big water claim, smaller water claim, either way, if it's appliance related, then they're not going to count against you, which is, hardly, I don't think anybody else under our umbrella here will offer that. Okay. So that's a huge distinction with these guys right there, just with that. So my clients that are, non-escrow, non-mortgage, maybe own their home, they do probably offer the most flexible payment plan options. So they do your monthly automatic withdrawal for a cheaper down payment, but they'll also do a 4-pay, a 2-pay, where most companies it's only, 1 or 2 options. They have about 4 or 5 different, payment plans. So again, just something that, benefits, unique to you if that's a concern. So let me ask you this then: these guys purchasing a new home, are they still wanting the full year up front? Yes. So and that you're gonna save money always paying in full because you're gonna avoid installment fees and everything like that. But anything new purchase related, escrow related, they're gonna pay in full at closing and it's taken care of. So It's strictly pretty much for kind of someone without a mortgage or someone that does not escrow maybe a couple years down the road.
Okay, so moving forward in time, it might be a possibility of just more flexibility for the person to think about.
Now, everybody likes the new roof, obviously, because they feel like they're not going to have to replace it here soon. Anything within 3 years with them is a really good premium savings. And they'll take them all as far as your most common is your shingle roof, but they'll also give you good discounts for a metal roof or a concrete or clay tile roof, which a lot of companies don't do because they are expensive to replace later on.
Right.
However, they offer pretty much every type of roofing unless it's just flat.
Yeah, and that's a great benefit too, because a lot of folks out there are going to go out and get that 40 to 50 year Decra Stone roof thrown on, thinking, oh yeah, it's going to be great, but then some providers may, due to the fact that it is expensive to replace, it's expensive to put in the first place. Down the line, they might get hit with that. So great benefit with these guys there.
Now, we at Goosehead, we offer Hartford on the commercial line side, but we don't do business with them on the personal line side anymore. However, something pretty cool and kind of the future of this carrier, Pacific Specialty Insurance, one of their big executives from the Hartford has came over to Pacific Specialty. So, they're trying to make it better for the clients, make it better for the agents, as far as they used to require so much more documentation on, little changes. Like, for instance, when you close, we use an old mailing address and then we update it to the new one after closing. And it used to have to be a written request. Little things like that has made it, easier for both of us, but just really excited. I think it's going to keep getting better as far as premiums and product is concerned.
Okay. Good stuff, folks.
Last piece on this carrier specifically, this is, out to my investors and particularly in the, kind of Dallas or uptown area. Once you get into a tenant-occupied condo or, a landlord policy for a condo, not as many companies cover that, but these guys do, and they write it very, very competitive. I personally have a condo that I rent out that I have insured with them. And I mean, I don't want to get into specifics on how much it is, but it's priced very, very well. And of course, being the insurance guy, I've got it maxed out coverage wise. So
absolutely,
just another, tool in their belt, really, for those landlord policies.
Okay, good stuff. All right, JC. Well, thank you for all the great information. Folks, we've been talking about Pacific Specialty Insurance Company, PSIC, based out of California. This is just another one of the providers that JC has access to, who he's going to shop. When you give him a call, he's going to check them out along with all the other providers that he works with that are all amazingly rated, top-tier companies, have the ability to pay claims out, and who all just do business very smart, which means they can pass on savings to you. So I highly recommend get with JC, get with Patty, his wife, or his staff over at the agency, and let them take care of all your insurance needs. jcharderagency.com is the website, jcharderagency.com. Phone number 214-643-6108. Folks, Inside Real Estate with Mike Kruizinga will be back shortly.
Millennium Title Carroll PC Real Estate is a unique multi-service real estate title, law, and real estate investment firm that handles over 150 commercial and residential closings each month. Their real estate, legal, and tax services range from purchases to refinances to short sales and reverse mortgages. They can handle all of your real estate, legal, and tax planning needs. Their experience offers clients and investors a comprehensive perspective in managing their real estate law and investment needs. Visit txtitleattorney.com, that's txtitleattorney.com, or call 817-310-0136.
With decades of experience, the Rocky Martin Supreme Lending Team will work to close your home loan in 30 days or less. With access to the most competitive interest rates, the most financing options, and the most access to down payment assistance programs, the Rocky Martin Team won't be beating service to you for all your mortgage needs, including purchase and refinance. Trust RockyMartin.com and his team for their reliable and fast loan process. Go to RockyMartin.com or call 972-772-1866 today.
For housing lender, NMLS ID number 211731, 6730 Horizon Road, Suite B, Heath, Texas 75032.
The J.C. Harder Insurance Agency in Uptown Dallas has nearly unlimited resources when it comes to getting you the best insurance rates and policies for home, auto, and more. As part of the Goosehead Insurance brand, you, the consumer, have the power of choice through the J.C. Harder Insurance Agency Network. For a quote today on all your insurance needs, stop by J.C.'s office on McKinney Avenue in Uptown Dallas. Call 214-643-6108 or visit jcharderagency.com. That's 214-643-6108 or jcharderagency.com.
January is National Blood Donor Month, and Cumulus Media encourages everyone to give your support and your blood. We partnered with Carter Blood Care to make it simple and easy to donate. Carter has over 20 donation centers and mobile blood drives ready to help you make a life-saving donation. Visit carterbloodcare.org and schedule an appointment today. We want enough donations to save 6,000 lives in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. To find out how you can give the gift of life, visit carterbloodcare.org today.
Now back to Inside Real Estate. Here's Mike the Realtor.
Hey folks, Mike Kruizinga, we are back. It's Inside Real Estate. Time to talk high school sports. And, we love to do a little bit of sports talking, and particularly high school sports, because I just think high school athletics is so extremely important to build up strong kids. It's key for them to experience competition early on in life, the ups and downs, the wins, the losses, and the turmoil, because guess what? That is what life is all about. It's preparing them for the work environment they're going to get into later in life and all that good stuff. So I think high school sports is extremely, extremely important. And so we're about to get into that. On the line, we've got Coach Carl Absek is on the line with us, head coach down at Cedar Park, which is in the Austin area. These guys are the state champions this year and had a perfect season. So we're going to bring him onto the line. Coach, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for calling in on a Sunday morning. We really appreciate your time. How are things doing down there in the Austin area?
Oh, it's great. It's going great. Getting back into the swing of things after Christmas and getting started for 2016 football.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you guys had an amazing season this year. It was kind of your first year as head coach down there. But before we get into the kind of the great season that you had that was capped off with the championship, I want to go back a few years and kind of set things up. You were on the assistant staff, and so let's go back to 2012, and you guys made it to the championship and pulled off your first championship down there in 2012. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's right. We played Lancaster in 2012 and beat them 17-7.
Yeah, it's a great game down there, and you guys starting to come into your own down there a little bit, starting to build a real solid program, really getting a little more well-known. 2013, a little bit of a down year. You got into the playoffs, but then lost out in the regionals. But then coming back, 2014, we get to the finals again. And
yes,
kind of a tough one there in 2014 with Ennis, a squeaker. Tell me a little bit about that one and kind of how close you were to it, but just fell a little bit short.
Right. Well, I mean, we took the lead late in the game. It was back and forth all game long. They were a great team, and we recovered a kickoff or a fumble on a kickoff return, and then missed a field goal that would have put us up by 7. They got the ball back with about a minute left and drove it down and scored with 25 seconds left, and that was a tough pill to swallow. I mean, we felt like, it was right there, and we let it slip away. But at the same time, it served as a reminder to our kids that if we did things right, we would have a chance to get back.
Right.
So we had a bunch of kids coming back this year off of that team.
Sure, absolutely. That's what I would imagine. It'd be a tough pill to swallow. There were certainly some turnovers on both sides. There was some picks, and then of course the missed field goal. So definitely a tough one, but you were right there to pull it off. But you said, okay, we're going to take that loss and we're going to build on that. We were in the state championships again. We're building a great program down there. You become the head coach starting in 2015, and the first game out of the chute, you guys line up Aledo, which happened to be the 2014 state champions. They took out Temple in the 5A D1s. And you said, hey, you know what, we're going to play them first game out of the chute, this year. And sure enough, you knocked them off 31-13. And what was a tough game, but that really kicked off the season for you, didn't it?
It did. It was huge for all of us. I had 9 new coaches on my staff, and myself being the first year head coach. So to get the season started off like that was tremendous for our team and for confidence. And Aledo's a high quality program, and so anytime you can either play them close or knock them off, it makes you feel a little better about yourself, and then gives you a chance to build off of it. And that's what our kids did. I think they were confident going into the game. But at the same time, there were question marks around a bunch of us. And so I think that helped everybody relax, sit back and say, hey, this is still Cedar Park, and let's go play football. Yeah,
absolutely. And looking at all the box scores from the season, I mean, you handedly, beated pretty much everybody by a wide margin. There was the shutout in there, and a few people scored maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns here and there, but by and large, you beat everybody pretty handily. Probably the closest game, I guess, would have been the Vandergrift game. Is that right?
That's true. And they were a very quality program. They were ranked in the top 10 when we played them. We played 3 top 10 teams in the first 10 games we played. So our kids were tested, and Vandergrift was definitely a big test for us. And another one that we needed to defeat to continue our goals, and our first goal is always to win a district championship. So we had to beat them to set ourselves up for an opportunity for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And not an easy schedule at all. Like you say, several top 10 teams, tough schedule, but good to get those away, out of the way a little bit earlier on, get tested earlier on, so then you can, kind of prove yourself and move on down the line.
Right. Every time you play someone who's a high-quality program, it gives you an opportunity to see where you have to improve as a team to try to accomplish your end goal, which is to compete for a state championship. And so when you play those good teams like that, it gives you a chance to evaluate yourself and go back and work on the things that you're struggling at.
Absolutely. Now going undefeated in your first season, that's putting a lot of pressure on yourself now, isn't it?
It's hard to go anywhere.
That's right.
Go anywhere but down after that.
That's right. You just have to keep it on up there. Well, I mean, going into your first season, though, what is the pressure like? It's your first season as head coach. Obviously, you guys are building a program. You've experienced that championship in 2012, been in the mix in 2014, in the playoffs 2013, starting to build that program. What was the pressure like this year as far as stepping in as a brand new head coach?
Well, I don't think it was any more pressure than you would normally face. There's just a different job description that comes with being a head coach. And so, as offense coordinator, I was offense coordinator for 10 years here. And so, we've had a really good run since 2010, losing to Lake Travis in 10 and 11. And both years they ended up winning a state championship, and they beat us in 2 years by a total of 6 points. So, I mean, we had a really good run going into this year, and the expectations are high, and our kids expect to win. They work hard, and so I don't think there was any more pressure. It's just added dimension to your job description.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's anytime you're coaching, at all, no matter whether you're, the OC like you were for a long time, or the DC or one of the assistants on the staff. Coaching, it just takes so much out of you. But then obviously you have to take it to another level once you go in as head coach, and to kind of go in there and go undefeated in your first year is pretty amazing.
It was more than I could have ever described. As far as if you were going to wish or hope for your first season to be, it was far beyond anything in my imagination. We had a great group of kids, and my coaches did a tremendous job of building relationships with them and gelling together. Like I said, we had, out of our 13-man staff, 9 of them were new to the school, and then I was in a different position. So it was a really unbelievable journey and team effort to get to where we were.
Absolutely. Well, let's go into the 2015 playoffs. Really, nobody kind of came close, kind of like the rest of the season that you had, in 2015 regular season. Nobody really kind of caught up with you into the playoffs. But then you get into the championship game against Frisco Lone Star, and you guys had the lead for a while, and then a few things happen kind of mid-game, and then did you just start to have that feeling like, what's going on here, or did you have full control the entire time, and you weren't worried about it at all?
Well, no, I mean, you're obviously worried about it. I think, with our defense, we had a really, really outstanding defense this year, and every game going in, I felt pretty good about our defense's ability to stop people and give our offense a chance to kind of get our feet going and find some things that would work for us. But I felt like we were in control of the game the whole time. It was just a matter of we needed to score to kind of create some separation because they had an outstanding offense. Their quarterback was an outstanding player, and I felt like we could control them to some degree, but I felt that they would eventually score a little bit. And so the only pressure was for us offensively to try to put some things together and create some separation, and we didn't do that very well early. In fact, our defense scored our second touchdown right before half to kind of give us a little bit of breathing room, and then the second half it was just kind of like a big heavyweight fight, and we just kept both hitting each other a little bit, and neither one of us could score for a while. So I felt like we were in control, but we never created separation offensively that made me feel comfortable.
Right, exactly. It was
till late.
Yeah, exactly. It was there, and then it quite wasn't there, and then there was the muff on the kickoff, and there was a drop TD pass. But then, like you say, they didn't really do anything to capitalize, and but eventually you got the separation you needed at the end to win the game, and really you guys did control it the entire game. It was just that's the great thing about high school sports and football and competition in general is you never know. I mean, as we watched the Cards and Packers game last night, you never know, and it's never over until it's over.
No, not at all. And like I said, that championship, a lot of it resides with our defensive side, and I think their offense had averaged almost 50 points a game, and to hold them to 6 for a 4-quarter game is a pretty impressive feat. Their quarterback, like I said, he was outstanding, and our defense, my hat's off to them. They just kept fighting and making life difficult for them. And we finally figured some things out offensively and were able to score late to kind of put it away. But, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and they say, defense wins games, and you got to have equal balance, but absolutely it does. And that was one of the things I was really impressed with about that game is that, Frisco was high scoring. They had the ability to put it on you, and the way that you held them was quite impressive. And probably shouldn't have been a surprise, but was a little surprising.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's you don't expect to come in and shut down an offense completely like our defense did, and they're a well-coached team, and defensively they were impressive as well. I mean, we had scored quite a few points ourselves, average-wise, and they held us to 22 early, 14 points offensively. So both defenses played outstanding in the game, and we were fortunate to come away with it. We talk about it all the time that offense wins games, defense wins championships, and that's why we put our kids over there on defense who can really fly around and make plays and are aggressive. And so it's a mentality, and our defense really has bought into that, and it's been something we've done well for several years now is play defense. And until you play it, you just kind of really don't know what it's about, and our kids take a great deal of pride in it.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, hey, I really appreciate your time calling in with us today. Congratulations on an amazing first-year head coach season, undefeated, capped off by a state championship. And, of course, you've been part of building a great program down there as the OC down there in Cedar Park, and longtime coach prior to that anyway. But just building a great program down there and then stepping into the head coach's shoes this year, an amazing feat going undefeated, and capping it off with that state championship. So congratulations on an amazing season, and congratulations on what you're doing down there, building a great program, and then, of course, great wishes for this upcoming season down there.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Coach.
Have a good day.
You too. Folks, that was our high school sports segment with Coach Carl Absek of Cedar Park down in the Austin area, state champion and perfect season, first-year head coach down there. Of course, he's been a long-time coach down there on the offensive side of the ball, and but stepped into head coach shoes this year, won the championship, and had a perfect season. So what a great coach, and what a great season for him down there. You know what, folks? We love talking about high school sports, and, you need to support your local teams. Whatever little town you're in around the Metroplex or around the state of Texas, or if you're in a large town, you know what? Support your local sports. Support your local high school athletics. And if you haven't caught a high school football game, well, next season, go catch one. Friday Night Lights is what it's all about. Guess what? They're not afraid to use all four downs. I mean, in pro ball and college ball, we don't see anybody going on fourth down very often. But guess what? In high school, they do, and that's a blast to watch. Onside kicks, great plays, just real football. And I love it. And not just football, but all the sports. Go watch some high school basketball. Go watch some high school baseball. Go watch some high school volleyball, softball, the whole bit. Support your local athletics, folks, and that's why we like to talk about this. Hey, folks, it's been Inside Real Estate. Mike Kruizinga will be back in a few.
Sellers, how would you like your home sold guaranteed? Buyers, how would you like your bid guaranteed to win? Well, it's real simple. Call Mike Kruizinga with Chris Arnold Premier Realty and ask about their guarantee programs for both buyers and sellers. No one beats Mike's professional listing and marketing services for all price ranges, including luxuries and ranches. And few have the knowledge and patience to take first-time buyers from renting to home ownership in a tough market. Visit DFWMetroplexRealestate.com and mention you heard this on the radio. And listen to Mike Sundays, 8 a.m. on KLIF for Inside Real Estate.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
KLIF News and Information, keeping you informed around the clock every day. The resources of our local news team stays on top of the news as it breaks, and that means you are on top of the news. Traffic information every morning when you need it. Lock us in with traffic on the 5s at 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, and 55 past the hour. And it all comes your way from our home right in the nerve center of Dallas, Victory Park, next to the American Airlines Center. News and Information, 570 AM, KLIF.
Now back to Inside Real Estate. Here's Mike the Realtor.
Hey, folks, Inside Real Estate with Mike Kruizinga. We are back. Come on in. Stay a while with us. Hey, that was the high school sports segment. Talking to Coach Carl Absek down Cedar Park, state champions. Perfect season. Really enjoyed that. No mortgage talk today. Our folks from Supreme Lending Rockwall weren't able to make it in, and so we're going to talk some mortgage next week. And but don't forget, for all of your mortgage and refinance needs, RockyMartin.com. Rocky with an IE, RockyMartin.com. And phone number where they're always ready to take all of your information and help you figure out all of your mortgage needs, your refinance needs, your Texas cash out needs, and your rehab loan needs. 866-607-5667. And folks, by the way, website, as always, InsideRealEstateRadio.com. You can check in there for all the latest and greatest. Archive page, if you've missed anything, if you want to catch any of the previous high school sports segments, you can hop on there. And then, of course, any stories that we do talk about during the show, they bounce onto our Pinterest page, and so you can follow along there. So if you hear about a story that excites you and you want to check that out and get it from the horse's mouth, you can head on over to the Pinterest page and check that out. And by the way, we just recently got onto Twitter. Sam the Man has gotten us onto Twitter. Our super technician of the show got us onto Twitter. Funny thing happened is as soon as we got on there, we got hacked. Somebody from East India, Patel, somebody or rather, decided to hack our page, and he's using my photo. How dare you use my photo? What in the heck? They stole as soon as we get onto Twitter, and it's like boom. It's like they had some sort of magic hacking program that just hacked it, and they started using it, and they used my photo. How dare you? How dare you, Patel, whatever that guy's name was or his handle was. How dare you? By the way, the Twitter is at Kruizinga Radio, at Kruizinga Radio. And if you can't figure out the name part of it, just go to Inside Real Estate Radio and just hit on the link over there for that. So there you go. We're just, Sam's getting us all teched out. Pinterest and Twitter and all that good stuff. Hey, let's talk about a little bit of headlines real quick. How about that? Headlines. Hey, Tom Hicks was in the news. His huge estate. Now, this is pretty much the largest residential deal in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And as far as we know, it might well as be the largest residential deal in all of history in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And that's at least certainly what it's being billed at, and I'm not sure I know of anything that tops this one. It's going to go for around $100 million. Now, the official figures are not going to be released, but right around $100 million. The Hicks estate has sold. Okay, this property, if you're not sure about it, it's over near George Bush's place, by the way. And about 28,000 square foot, okay? And that was purchased by Andy Bill, local Dallas-Fort Worth businessman, financier. Hicks Mansion, also called the Crespi Estate, really goes back to the 1930s, but they did a huge rebuild on it and remodel on it in about 2000. Some of you folks out there that are buying a house that's, say, around 3,000 square feet, guess what? That was just the size of the master suite in this property. Now, of course, it's got a helipad as well. And one heck there of a property. There's really nothing else like it. And, of course, Allie Beth Allman had it, and she was trying to get it sold. And, we've talked about her, and her company was picked up by Warren Buffett earlier this year. And she was marketing that property. And what an amazing property it is. Actually, she originally sold the house to Tom Hicks in 2000 as well. So one of the largest residential deals, if not the largest, in all of the Metroplex. $100 million estate is now off the market. So if you were looking for something in that price range, I'm afraid it's gone. It's gone. You can't have it. Too bad. Too late. You want to take a look at some of the pictures of that house, by the way, because that's one heck of an estate. We got a new community coming up. We're always talking about the latest and greatest as far as neighborhoods being built, and we need some relief as far as homes in the area, so we need those new builds. Dallas Developer Public Property Group going to be partnering with Scott Felder Homes to construct single-family homes. And about $2 billion Legacy West development. They've got 127 units coming. And this is going to be over there close to, J.P. Morgan Chase's new corporate campus. So, these houses are going to be right around, say, $500,000 mark. And they're going to range probably about 2,000 square feet to, say, 3,600 square feet. About the size of the master suite over at the Hicks Mansion. These houses are going to go for about $500,000 or around about that range. I'll tell you, the prices here in Dallas-Fort Worth, folks, are just going up, and it's going to be hard for folks to find anything under about $250, $300. So work on your credit scores out there. We need to be able to make sure we can get you into something. What else we got going on? Uptown Tower Project had groundbreaking just the other day. 2-tower development over Pearl Street. Woodall Rogers just had their groundbreaking. Trammell Crow, the developer on that one. Price Waterhouse and Coopers is going to lease about 200,000 square feet of space. They're the first business to commit to it. And, of course, they're going to get naming rights. It's going to be PwC Tower. and kind of coincides with a anniversary that they have here in the DFW area. 2016 happens to be their 70th year here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and so they wanted to kind of tie into that. And so that's going to be PWC Tower, and they just broke ground on it just the other day. And what else we got? New hotel construction starting this spring. We got a 200-room hotel over on Highline Drive and Turtle Creek, and probably opening in around 2018. Going to take them about year and a half or so to get built. They're going to start construction on that this spring and be up in about 2018. Nice property, Virgin Hotel. So we're going to get you another hotel out there. Hey folks, I wanted to talk to you about a story I had. We talk about all the time, all the clients that we help, and how difficult it is to help clients who are buying and selling. And a lot of agents, they just don't want to do that. They just don't. And it's so complicated. So give you a story, give you an example here. Had a client, we actually helped them sell this helped them purchase this property a few years back. They wanted to go ahead and sell it, and then they're going to purchase another property out of those proceeds, okay? Now, it just so happens to complicate things, they happen to live out of country. They happen to be a doctor out of country, but they live here part of the year, and their kids live here and going to school here. And so they bounced into town briefly, needed to do some business, needed to do some real estate business. So we had to get their home on the market, get it under contract, and help them find another property because they're going to buy that other property with the proceeds of this sale, okay? Now, they're only going to be here a brief period of time. They're going to head back out of country. And if you know about buying and selling real estate in the state of Texas, the title companies require that, you're to be here, except if you've got a power of attorney. Now, most title companies want that power of attorney to be specific to the real estate property address, a transaction-specific power of attorney. Now, so since we know this, and a lot of agents do not know this, and since we've dealt with this before and we're well-versed in it, boom, we get a power of attorney specific for the sale of her property because we need both her, and she was going to have her son as the POA. We need both her and her son to get that signed, sealed, and delivered in front of a notary. Boom, we've got that, and a separate power of attorney for the purchase of the next property. And boom, again, got to have her and the son live and in person to sign that POA in front of a notary. And then, of course, we have to have those original power of attorneys. We can't have copies now. We have to have the originals, and we have to take those to closing, and the title company will take those originals, and those are going to be part of the transaction. So they cannot have copies. Folks, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with these real estate transactions, particularly anything out of the ordinary. So if you need a power of attorney, if you're going to be out of country, you still need to close a transaction, etc., you need to work with probably the best, you might say. So our folks at Millennium Title, absolutely the best behind-the-scenes title company. They get all that stuff squared away for us. Boom, we need some power of attorneys. Boom, get them to us ASAP. We got to get them signed, and then we can get this client out of the country, heading back to where they need to go, deal with their daily lives and daily business. That's how you get it done, folks. Most people have no idea how to even deal with that. You got those agents out there that are part-time, don't really stay up to speed on anything out there. They're not going to know until it's way too late. And guess what? That's going to screw you up. You don't want to work with somebody that's going to figure it out way too late and screw you up. You don't want that at all. Just a great example right there of how we help folks buy and sell real estate. And if you've got an out of the ordinary situation, we can take care of that as well. So hit us up. InsideRealEstateRadio.com is the website. Don't forget our app, DFW Metroplex Real Estate, in your smartphone if you're actively looking for real estate. And any questions, give us a shout. You need help with anything in the real estate world, InsideRealEstateRadio.com. You can connect with me. Hey, folks, we've had another great day here on Sunday with Inside Real Estate. We're here every Sunday, 8 a.m. Come on back next week. Have a great week, folks. Neither the hosts nor the guests or contributors of the show Inside Real Estate with Mike Kruizinga are attorneys, CPAs, tax advisors, or investment advisors, and are not providing legal advice during the course of the show. If you need professional legal advice or services in any of those categories, please seek the appropriate professional. The host is a licensed real estate agent in Texas with the Chris Arnold Premier Realty Brokerage, a fair housing broker and member of the MLS. Texas real estate agents are prohibited from providing legal advice. Attention real estate agents. The Snap platform, that's Snap, S-N-A-P-P, Snap, allows real estate agents to have their own branded and native mobile app available for download in both Apple and Android formats. It's not a matter of if or when, folks. The mobile revolution is here. If you aren't catering to it, you're sinking fast. It's a proven fact that people use mobile apps 66% more than mobile websites or desktop browsers, and that percentage increases even more when you're looking at home buyers that are in the searching process. Picture this. You've got a great conversation with a potential home buyer who hasn't yet agreed to work with you exclusively. You don't have your own branded mobile app yet, so you give the prospect your website, and they're going to use that when they want to search for available properties. The next day, that potential client is out and about, and they want to see what's for sale nearby. They aren't using their laptop. They are on their mobile devices. They visit your website only to realize it's not a user-friendly mobile site as some of the real estate apps they've already tried. Your website may even offer that mobile version, but it lacks vital GPS functionality and other features that need to be available to the home buyer when they're looking in the mobile process. Being left with no other option, the person turns to a third-party advertising app such as Zillow or Trulia. They find a property they like and end up connecting with another agent through that app. End of story, end of opportunity. You just lost that potential client because you did not have a mobile app. The point is, having your own app is as crucial as having a website has been for years. Don't stop advertising with other apps because that can be an effective way to generate great leads. However, for any prospect with whom you're already interacting, whether it's already interacting,